they came without the due process. Therefore, we're going to send them back without the due process because due process is expensive.
DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin is telling Fox News this, quote, if these activist judges had their way, aliens who are so uniquely barbaric that their own countries won't take them back, including convicted murderers, child rapists, and drug traffickers, would walk free on American streets. She continued this, quote, fire up the deportation planes.
Now, we all know the Democrats are not to be trusted. There's no question about that. But I didn't know they were that bad. Guys, we have a lot of illegal migrants that have been convicted of ridiculous crime. President Trump tried to deport them back to the country. Their own countries said, no, we don't want these individuals. Again, their own countries. President Trump was able to convince other countries to take these people because they are bad people. The other countries said, you know what, send them over. We have the infrastructure. They'll be good here in our jails. An American judge here in America said, no, not in my watch. An American judge that is getting paid using the American taxpayers' money stop President Trump from deporting like criminal migrants.
This is an incredible victory, the Supreme Court win. It allows President Trump, as the law has long said, but the courts have blocked, it allows President Trump to send illegal aliens convicted of rape, murder, homicide, assault, battery, crimes against children to any country around the world that is willing to accept them.
These Democrats, they do not understand there are consequences for your action.
Not to make light of this, but indeed, the reality is that there was sort of a heightened advocacy for many people that overwhelmingly, over 80% of the Americans actually voted in favor for and polled in favor of removing from this country. Now,
80%. The 20%, those are the people that voted for Kamala Harris, AOC, Jasmine Ratchet Crockett. That's for the 20%. There's going to be someone in the comment reminding me that I have an accent, reminding me that Trump is going to deport you. I read these comments all the time. So if you're going to put this comment, save yourself some time. Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
I wanted to dig into this point with you, which is that much was made by the left and the media when that lower court issued this ruling, right? Yes, they deserve due process, even though it wasn't quite due process. They deserve that meaningful notice. They had the 30-day hearing. But at the end of the day, SCOTUS ruled yet again on President Trump's side. And I'm sure we'll hear crickets from the left. But at the end of the day, President Trump's policies have been proven time and time again that they are indeed constitutional and legal.
And everything President Trump is doing, those things, he's simply following the law. Obama did even worse. But there was no issue when Obama was deporting millions of people. But now President Trump is trying to do it, fixing Biden mess. Now it's a problem.
The United States is facing a crisis of illegal immigration, in no small part because many aliens most deserving of removal are often the hardest to remove, which is why this very practice is being undertaken by the president.
And one of the reasons it's difficult to at least start deporting the most violent criminal migrants is because of all these sanctuary city laws. They are not giving Tom Homan, President Trump, the authorization to go to their jail to pick these criminals directly in the jail to deport. So now what do they have to do? They have to go to the community. And when you go to the community, these criminals, they know you're coming. They're on alerts, and a lot of them, they're not working. You know, they're criminals. The criminals do what criminals do. They commit crime.
Some more of these top headlines, including some of these immigration-related headlines. It's a live picture, like I said, there at the White House. Our friend and colleague, Bill Malugin, posting about this really consequential ruling today at the Supreme Court. He says that SCOTUS allowing the Trump administration to deport illegal aliens to third-party countries for now. These migrants from countries including Myanmar, Vietnam, and Cuba, they had been convicted of serious crimes in the United States, and immigration officials have said that they were unable to return them quickly to their home countries. So are they going to their home countries, or are they going to a third country that they've never lived in?
They broke the law and came to America. They never came to America before, so they came illegally. Or well, if they're gonna go to another country they've never been to, they'll adapt.
The U.S. is bound by the Convention Against Torture, which is a treaty that we ratified 3 decades ago.
What is torture? Has this been well defined in that treaty? Because if not, I can just say, oh, I don't want to go to South Sudan. They're going to torture me. What does that mean? If they slap you in the jaw, if every time you wake up, they slap you, is that torture or it is just what it is? So what does that mean, torture? I'm a C student, so you guys drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know if that was well defined during that treaty, because I don't know what that means, torture, because this word can be really misused.
Federal law has essentially said that we must follow that treaty, and it prevents deporting anyone to a country where they could face torture or persecution, no matter their past. So ultimately, it's really about ensuring that we don't send someone to a country that they have no ties to, that they've never been to, and that we follow our existing law, regardless of whether if that's convenient or not.
If you're afraid of torture, there's 2 things you can do. Number 1, stay in your country. Number 2, have the proper documentation to come to America. Those are about the 2 things you can do. Anything else you do outside of those 2 things, you're at your own risk.
What is the posture right now with illegal immigration enforcement in the country and vis-a-vis deportation flights? After the ruling, what now can the Trump administration continue doing that they could not?
Well, at this point, they can, per this order, resume third country removals. Prior to this ruling today, it was required that the government provide written notice to individuals facing removal to these third countries in a language that they understand, as well as give them the opportunity to move forward with a credible fear screening. So essentially, that's a process that allows them to say, hey, I'm afraid to go back to this country. My life is in danger and I'll be tortured there. And after going through that process, if the government determines that they've established a credible fear, then they would have to move to reopen their immigration court proceedings.
What does that even mean? They can just say, I fear I'm going to get tortured. And now they have to go to another proceeding. And who's paying for all that? The American people. Let me repeat that again. Who is paying for all that? The American people.
You've seen pretty high-profile stories of individuals being selected for removals to countries like South Sudan or Libya. And these are areas in the world that are some of the most dangerous, some of the most ridden with conflict. And
I mean, we are talking about dangerous criminal migrants. Where do you want to send them? You want to send them to Dubai? You want to send them to Italy? You want to send them to Paris? Where do you want to send them? What are we talking about here, man? You came to this country legally, you're committing crime, and now you want to have a say where you're gonna nah. Anyway, guys, it's crazy. It's crazy to see the Democrats trying to defend the most ridiculous things possible. The idea that we are stopping President Trump from deporting criminal migrants, people that have committed serious crime to this country. I mean, there's no argument. There's absolutely no argument. They came to this country legally. They're committing crime, and then now the American people have to pay for their what's it called, the due process. Give me a break. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. We are approaching 1,000 subscribers, man. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.